When you think of German quality and, order, your mind probably jumps straight to precision engineering.
Right.
You're picturing a perfectly tuned BMW or maybe a Mercedes engine, a sophisticated machine just designed for relentless, powerful performance.
Exactly. Now, let's take that concept, that idea of perfect German order, and apply it not to cars, but to football.
Okay.
Because what we are diving into today is arguably one of the most complex, deep, and surprisingly robust national sports systems in the entire world.
So our mission for this deep dive is to look past the famous one, Bundesliga, the part everyone sees on TV, and really examine the massive hidden structure.
And the financial engine.
And the financial engine, the whole thing that powers the entire German football pyramid, or right down to the local, often overlooked village team.
The scale alone is just. It's a massive insight into German infrastructure. According to the sources, as of the 2016 to 17 season, this system had 13 interconnected levels.
13
levels, 2,235 leagues, and a mind-boggling total of 31,645 teams.
31,645 teams? I mean, to put that into perspective, that is significantly larger than the English system.
Oh, much larger.
Even when you try to account for all their non-official Sunday leagues, it's a colossal undertaking.
And that volume is only possible because the core promise holds true from the very top to the very bottom.
Which is?
Every single division is connected by promotion and relegation. So theoretically, even the club in the smallest town, if they meet all the criteria, sporting, financial, Pampkians, they can eventually rise all the way up and become German champion. It is one single unified working machine.
That concept, the pathway from the village pitch to the national championship, that's what makes this so captivating. But if it's so vast, how do they keep it consistent? Doesn't that sheer volume just lead to chaos for the people running it?
Well, that's where the organization comes in. So the system starts with 3 professional levels, all managed nationally.
Okay.
The top 2 are the ones everyone knows, the 1 Bundesliga and 2 Bundesliga. Those are organized by the DFL, the German Football League. Right. Then you have the 3 Liga, which is the lowest professional division. Yeah. And that one falls under the umbrella of the DFB.
The German Football Association.
Exactly. And they manage the entire amateur structure below that.
So the DFL handles the elite professional end, but the DFB manages this vast bulk of the machine.
Precisely. And here's where the system starts to frackle out. Below that 3rd professional level, the administration gets deeply regional.
Right.
Level 4 is semi-professional. And it's broken into 5 regional leagues. The regional ligas, North, Northeast, West, Southwest, and Bavaria.
And from level 5 down, I imagine things get incredibly granular.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is the true amateur realm, and it's governed by 21 different regional associations. And the goal is efficiency. It's community-focused. The lower you go, the smaller the geographical area a league covers.
To minimize travel and costs.
Right. At the 10th level, you're literally talking about neighboring villages and small towns playing each other.
And the names they use in the sources really paint that picture. You've got level 6, the Verbandsliga or Landesliga. Then you hit the Bezirksliga at level 8 and the Kreisliga at level 9X and below.
Yeah. And for you listening, think of the Kreisliga as your highly localized city or county league.
Okay.
And that localization is what causes the growth to just explode. If you look at the numbers from 2009-10, level 6 had only 3 leagues in total.
3?
But by the time you get down to level 9X, the country had something like 800 leagues running at the same time. It just multiplies exponentially.
What's truly remarkable is that even with this incredibly deep amateur system, the professional end doesn't seem to suffer in popularity at all.
Not at all.
The 1 Bundesliga actually outperforms the English Premier League in average attendance. It clocks in at 43,000 fans per match.
And that popularity, it doesn't just stop at the 1st division. The 2 Bundesliga also pulls ahead of its English counterpart, drawing over 22,000 people per game.
Oh.
Even down at that 4th semi-pro level, those 5 regional ligas, they average a highly respectable 1,500 people per match. The appetite for football is just massive at every single tier. It really speaks to the culture.
But a machine this massive, it can't run on organization and fans alone. It needs fuel. And in Germany, that fuel seems to be community culture and just meticulous infrastructure.
That's a huge part of it.
Even at the 10th level, our sources say there's a strong commitment to a professional appearance. Teams have uniform kits. It's a sign of respect.
And that dedication to structure is matched by incredible infrastructure support, sometimes even, mandated by the state.
What do you mean?
Well, this is a foundational cultural element. There is an actual German law that mandates every single village must have a football pitch,
A football pitch.
specifically a football pitch with a natural grass surface.
A natural grass pitch in every village, guaranteed by law. I mean, that's just an astonishing commitment to the sport.
It is, and they backed it up. The state once allocated 1 billion euros specifically for this purpose.
A
Yeah. So if you think about the implications, this is more than just funding pitches. Germany is systematically building a national talent pipeline from the ground up by making sure the barrier to entry for any kid is basically zero.
And crucially, the sources note that the clubs actually own this infrastructure. Even at the lowest amateur level, the basics are well established. An amateur coach was cited saying clubs generally have changing rooms with working showers.
And usually a club cafe or bar, the Vereinsheim.
Right, and a playground on site. It becomes a social anchor for the whole community.
That club cafe is really the heart of the operation. That's where the revenue streams begin. Nearly all stadiums, even in the deepest divisions, offer food and, of course, the famous German beer.
And this isn't just for fun?
No, it's a vital source of income for the club or its sponsors, and it supports that culture of camaraderie.
And it all stays incredibly affordable, right? Which means the whole community can access it. Ticket prices are around €5 for the lowest divisions, maybe up to 10 for the fifth league.
And these low-level matches are huge community events. When they host a Derby Day, a local rivalry match attendance can jump to 300 people.
300.
Yeah, usually it's between 40 and 150. And that local buy-in, it's financial as well as cultural.
I noticed that. Local communities often pay membership fees, something like €50 a year, and that's paid by players and supporters who just want to keep their local team afloat.
And that local fundraising is then backed up by the DFB. The German Football Association spends over 100 million euros annually on purely amateur football.
100 million.
Now, they offset some of that with contributions from the teams, but the commitment is huge.
And holding it all together is this culture of volunteering. The more time you spend volunteering for the club, the better your status in the community. It's a highly valued cultural trait.
It's an efficiency mechanism built on social norms.
Absolutely.
And that blend of cultural commitment and meticulous organization brings us to the formal financial engine that keeps this whole pyramid spinning.
And the key driver here, this is the magic bullet, is a crucial tax incentive.
It is. This is huge for the local sponsors.
Tell us how that works in practice.
Essentially, any money a sponsor spends on the team, whether it's for uniforms, equipment, small cash contributions, is deducted from their taxes at the end of the year.
So it's a write-off.
A complete write-off. Now, this applies to sport generally, but given football's dominance, it's most vividly expressed here.
Oh.
For small and medium-sized businesses, this makes sponsorship financially attractive. It's often a profitable move, not just charity.
Okay, so if we look at the whole model, it's this blend. You've got money from viewers' tickets, match day food, then sponsors using those tax breaks.
The DFB subsidies and government support for the actual fields.
And only at the very, very bottom, like the 9th and 10th divisions, do the players themselves usually contribute through membership fees.
Exactly. And we even have some concrete examples from a playing coach at that level, detailing exactly where the local money comes from.
It's really entrepreneurial, isn't it? Even at the lowest rung. Membership fees starting at just €5 a person. Sponsors providing equipment or like vouchers.
Then there's the direct match day revenue. Ticket sales, maybe as low as $3.50 in the 9th league.
And of course,
Selling concessions, beer, schnapps, sausages, pizza. Plus, cultural events held on the club grounds, like a village festival, often kick a percentage back to the club.
this robust, subsidized entrepreneurial structure is what allows the dream to live. It's why it's so easy to get into the system at the bottom. You just find the coach's number and show up.
And the stories of ascension prove this system actually works. Red Bull, for instance, they bought a 5th Division team in 2009.
And now they're a top-tier team.
Right. And even more incredibly, Hoffenheim. They came from the 9th level, literally a village team, and climbed all the way to the Bundesliga in 18 years.
Unbelievable.
And they've been there since the 2008-09 season. It just confirms that the whole system, from 31,000 teams upward, is a genuinely viable ladder.
So that's the official story. The organized, legally funded, clean side of the German machine. But, and this is where it gets really interesting, beneath this highly organized surface, the sources revealed a kind of necessary shadow economy.
They did?
An ARD survey of over 10,000 amateur players revealed the vast scale of money flowing into the lower leagues, often circumventing taxation.
This is a remarkable finding. It really shows the systemic challenge of funding such a vast competitive pyramid. The survey projects that about 1 billion euros is paid annually below the professional leagues.
€1 billion, and the prediction suggests that roughly half of that, a staggering 500 million euros per season, is paid as suspected illegal black money.
We're talking cash payments in an envelope to players.
Right.
And the numbers suggest this is not an isolated issue. It seems to be systemic. 60.2% of male players between 18 and 39 reported receiving money at least once.
Over 60%.
Yeah. And if you look at the fifth league, that Verbandsliga level, a massive 89.9% of players receive some form of salary.
Almost everybody. Even deep into the amateur leagues, the financial expectation is still there. The survey found that 36.4% of players in the 8th league receive money.
And that's the Bezirksliga or Kreisliga level. Fixed amounts, bonuses, something.
The only major exception noted in the survey was that these types of cash payments are almost non-existent in women's amateur football.
Which immediately raises a huge legal question, especially regarding the DFB's own rules.
Okay, what are the rules?
The association limits amateur players to €250 per month in expense reimbursement or compensation. And that limit is set very intentionally to coincide with existing German tax allowances for volunteers.
So anything over that?
Anything over that requires an official amateur contract, which means taxes and Social Security payments.
And that's exactly what the clubs are trying to avoid, because the official route is expensive and it's complicated.
It is.
Amateur contracts are incredibly rare. The numbers are something like 8,500 contracts for 700,000 registered amateur players. It's tiny. And clubs caught paying black money risk losing their critical nonprofit status. It's a major financial lifeline for them. And the players aren't safe either. The legal opinion in the source material states clearly that players who knowingly accept these payments risk large fines or even up to 5 years in prison for tax evasion.
Wow.
The financial and legal risk is substantial for everyone involved.
So to get around this, clubs have developed some pretty sophisticated evasion tactics. They skip the contracts, and instead, compensation via in-kind payments is common, cited by 18.2% of players.
In-kind is basically a catch-all for non-cash benefits. So getting an apartment, a car, or even services from, tradesmen who sponsor the club.
And another tactic is dummy jobs.
Right. A player's partner might get a mini job. That's a low-wage, low-tax position that isn't actually performed. Or the player gets hired as a youth coach but never actually trains a team. It's all just to funnel untaxed compensation. It's an incredibly organized shadow economy supporting the organized sporting one. So what does this all mean in the end? The German football machine is this extraordinary blend of cultural order, massive government and DFB support, deep community passion.
And surprisingly, a vast shadow economy that keeps the lowest levels competitive and running. The system relies just as heavily on visible, legally incentivized community investment as it does on these invisible, untaxed payments.
You now have the full financial secrets of a massive 31,645 team system. This colossal structure is supported not just by mega sponsors, but by local businesses, leveraging tax breaks, fans buying €5 tickets, and, well, the simple fact that after training, the camaraderie is often fueled by 1 or 2 cases of beer.
Which is considered a normal part of team recovery and social bonding.
Exactly.
And this raises a really important question. When €500 million are allegedly flowing outside the official system just to maintain this vast nationwide amateur structure, does the sheer social benefit and cultural importance of the German football pyramid outweigh the governance challenges and the serious financial risks associated with sustaining it?
Something to mull over as you watch the next Bundesliga match, knowing what lies 10 levels below.